Yeah, I know.
I think anytime Kincaid is on the screen, I'm given energy from the TV. That
He brought you out of your death of sleep.
he brought me out of my slump after part 2.
You found your dream power.
You found your dream power, man. Freddy, you burnt-faced pussy. That was the best line in the whole movie.
He could be the greatest non-Freddy character.
He's my favorite character in the whole Nightmare series, and I love him in this movie. Part 3 was awesome.
They stepped it up. I think
Yeah,
they
it's
learned
good.
some lessons from number 2.
They knew that to get a good Freddy, to advance it, you're going to have to put a little money into it.
Well, they brought back Nancy from the first one.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
What
And
a dream.
She's sort of the main character, I guess. It's
Kind of shares
her
it
and
with,
Patricia Arquette, the kind of this
Yeah,
they kind of.
Kristen definitely is a powerful character. Big fan of Patricia Arquette, as well as Heather Landon Camp, as well as John Saxon, as well as Ken Sago,
It's a great
They
character.
really-
and Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
amplified the amount of characters, period, compared to the first 2. There's a lot more characters, period. They got a lot of extra treatment, it seemed like.
Well, it's the Dream Warriors, not the Dream Warriors.
Just a great concept. It's just a great concept.
Dream Warriors.
To me, you have you step up the game. The game has been changed. You know what I mean? Because in the first one, Nancy was such a powerhouse. She could fight Freddy, and they were a perfect match. And so Freddy, over time, I think it's a example of how popular he had gotten among America. So he became more powerful. So they gave him something to kind of more people to fight him off.
You can so tell watching the third one that you're not surprised that that's when they made the third one. That's really what made him like really mainstream. Like
If I'd have seen this movie when it came out, I would have. It makes me mad. I would have seen this movie probably 10 times in the theater. It's so good. No movie I can think of I would want to watch as much as this. That's come out in the past 10, 15 years.
Plus, watching it makes you realize how much horror movies have changed. Like people don't take risks in trying to really get into new characters.
This didn't have a lot of gore in it.
No, it didn't. It didn't even have.
It had that part where the kid's arms.
That's
and
about
legs-
that's about as gory as it gets.
It's not as much shock value as much as just.
No, I think that's a misconception people have. There's not a lot of.
No, Nightmare to me has always been a lot of effects in the films, and it's always been some of the best.
I'd say
This is some of the best effects.
Practical effects, they do everything. Stop motion, animation.
Yeah.
Like even that
skeleton.
That room where
optical-
the snake starts going around the
I
wall.
love that,
Well,
man.
and I just want to say about the room with the mirrors. I mean, it wasn't a very crazy effect, but it was just cool.
It was
looked
cool,
neat.
yeah.
When they're walking through the hall of mirrors and he's appearing.
Real Freddy.
It wasn't a complicated effect, but
Yeah.
it looked nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was sort of the start of Freddy beginning to sort of drop the one-liners every now and then. And
They seem to work.
they
okay.
work in this one. They kind of start taking them too far after this after this film. But in this one, they work. I think Brandon didn't like some of them, but you know, they're.
This is
It
the
seemed
high
like, to
point.
me,
This
they
is
seemed
where
like
Freddy
fit-
got a personality.
Yeah, and it felt like they fit somehow with the style of characters that were in the movie. I think that's
Yeah,
the reason
each
why.
dream warrior or each the patient had their own little thing.
Elm Street child.
Yeah, they had their own little thing that they liked, and Freddy kind of exploited that. And from here on out,
They
they
kinda went
definitely
overboard.
they keep doing that. But to me, the music in this movie is
Yeah,
so
the music
freaking
came back.
awesome.
After we watched the second one, it didn't even occur to me until you start the third one. How
Yeah.
the main theme is, I
They-
want to say, is completely lost in the
Yeah.
second.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we're not sure if they.
No, I don't think they used it. This had it had some of the original Charles Bernstein music with Angelo Badalamenti and Dawkins.
Yes.
Dawkins rules.
Yeah, it's like one of the
I
best
have a
end
live.
credits
I have
ever.
a live Dawkins CD that has Into the Fire and Dream Warriors on it, and it is incredible.
And highly recommend looking up the music video for that.
Oh, the music video for Dream Warriors is one of the greatest music videos ever made. All the Freddy music videos I love. I always think they're funny, but this one, man, it's got a lot of action. It's got a fast-moving story. I must admit.
What about any negatives? kind of hard to really think.
I mean,
about.
I mentioned this while we were watching it. I thought the acting was a little bit.
It was kind of over the top.
Yeah.
Some it was kind of.
Well, you had a problem with the psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist was rough, and Nancy had her moments where she was a little bit like robotic.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, I thought it was. I mean, it was a good movie.
Yeah, that one guy, he did kind of drill over the same way of acting throughout the whole. The guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like you always have this guy who takes a little while to catch on. It always takes a little while for him to realize that this is actually happening, and that can be a bit tedious because we've seen 2 other movies where we know it's happening. But
personally, me, the only part, and I'm probably saying it's more to do with what they eventually do with the nun character later on. I kind of felt like, thinking about it now, her character and her scenes really, to be honest,
you don't
kind
like
of useless.
You
There's
don't
really
like
no
the
need on it.
you don't like the backstory about the
No.
the Thousand Maniacs.
I like the idea of you not really knowing why he is the way he is. It's kind of scary that way, but at the same time, it's not a bad thing either. But
Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much because I'll go ahead and admit that I'm a Freddy fanboy. So it's like it's hard for me to not like it up until Freddy's dead.
I think you can understand that the filmmakers at the time felt they needed to give the audience.
Well, Freddy became such the powerhouse. It was Freddy that was drawing the people in. So let's give Freddy more. Let's give Freddy backstory. Let's give this and that. And you'll see it. The body counts from here on out start going up.
Yeah.
And I think this is just the pinnacle. And it's funny that it happens this way because Puppet Master 3 was the pinnacle of that series. That seemed to have the biggest budget. It was the easiest to watch. It was the most entertaining. And I can see why Charles Band has gone back and made a sequel to Puppet Master 3 and the Puppet Master Axis of Evil movie that's coming out, which you will probably see a review. We'll do a review of that
We'll watch it.
coming up. We'll watch that since we've seen all the others. But
Watching one movie is nothing.
to me, even though the budget is bigger and it made more money in Part 4, this is really the true. If you ever want to get anybody into Nightmare,
Yeah, it's just
this
got
is
like
the
a
one.
rich cast to it.
Yeah.
You got character. It's very driven as far as the compared to the second one with the character who's not really sure of himself or what's going on in the movie. He doesn't. It just. I don't know. You bring Nancy back and she's dealing
Awesome.
with these issues again. It's set like 6 years later. I think they said.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
She's a psychiatrist. She's
and John Saxon,
Favorite
John
kill.
Saxon.
What's your favorite kill, Dustin?